Hey guys, so today we have a new video. The video that I posted on Thursday got demonetized. It was actually okay for like half an hour and then I made it public, and 5 minutes after that it lost all the ads. It's really cool. It's really fun and fresh when that happens. We always stan, and that's the tea on that. Hopefully this video will be fine. I'll make sure to censor out even more. I feel like at some point in the near or far future my whole video will just be one big censorship where I just won't say anything because I'll be terrified of YouTube taking that sweet coin away from me. So Twitter, Instagram, follow me on there. It's a fun time. Also subscribe because we're 9k away from 500k. And at 500k we're making a second channel. I feel like a broken record now because I keep on saying it over and over again. I don't know what kind of a mood I'm in. I'm kind of pissed off. I feel like today I've just had a day of being angry, mourning the loss of coin demonetization, and I've just been so stressed out today because I don't want this to become a reoccurring thing because I need to keep the lights on and the roof over my head and food in my stomach, so you know, it's a little bit stressful. Just a little bit. So Jeffree Star is releasing a new collection called Bloodlust, and I'm pretty sure it's out already, and people had a few problems with it. First of all, I feel like people, from what I'm gathering, are kind of over the big bulky packaging, which is supposed to just be a decoration, but then it's very difficult to travel with these palettes or to just have them like in a storage because they're all different shapes and sizes and they're all like bulky. It's almost like the conspiracy palette. It's got like that triangle thing on top and it just makes it so difficult to put palettes on top of it. So I can kind of understand where people are coming from. Another thing is people are very underwhelmed with the color scheme. The thing is, I am this pasty white shade right here, so most shades will work on me. But there are obviously people above like medium to dark that this palette probably will not work for because it will start to look very like ashy. People are kind of saying that this palette just isn't inclusive to everyone, and I know people use the argument as well that not every palette has to be for everyone. There are palettes that are with darker eyeshadows for darker skinned people, and then there are palettes with lighter shadows for lighter skinned people. It's almost like the Huda Beauty mini nude obsessions palettes. She had one for light skin tones, medium skin tones, and dark skin tones, so she separated out the nudes to fit different skin tones. And then people came out with receipts, and I don't know how this links, but it kind of links in my head, about his not very inclusive past. If you can tell, I'm trying to be like family friendly so I don't get demonetized again, but he obviously, as we all know, doesn't have a great past that he has apologized for. But there are some things that I just wasn't aware of because even in his apology like a few years back, he didn't mention these things. He had a whole makeup thing that he was starting to do with the not very nice German people back in the day. Yeah, I don't know what to say about this. I don't know how real his apology was, and I know he hasn't really addressed this because this is the first time I'm hearing of this, and it grosses me out. He apparently even wore jackets with like symbols and logos that represented that time in history. People wanted me to talk about this. The thing is, there is nothing that I can say that would do anything. First of all, I'm blocked by Jeffree Star, so any constructive criticism I have or any queries and questions are not going to get through to him. 2, I don't think he like sits down every other day and watches Angelika Oles videos. And 3, his fans also not going to hold him accountable because a lot of his fans are like cult fans, so they just will not hold him accountable for this, and we will not get an explanation for why this happened, why he did this, why he thought it was okay to have a whole lipstick line named after not very nice German people back in the day. So not only were people underwhelmed by his collection, this came out and this all happened at the same time, and people just have very mixed feelings right now. But I know that he still has a core audience that will do anything for him and buy anything he puts out there. A little bit of internet news. There was a singer that was recently found out. There's tube stations in London. There was a man going around putting up the microphone to people to finish off song lyrics, and he did Shallow by Lady Gaga for her, and she killed it. Yeah, she did great. So people started following her. She's even got a verified tick now on Instagram, which is great. She's on like 300k followers, and people are like, please don't let her be problematic. Please let us have this one gem. And now people did some digging, of course they did, and they found her in headgear, and people say that dressing up as Indigenous people is offensive because Indigenous people are not being treated the way other people are treated, and there are a lot of problems with that. And people are saying, you know, to dress up as that without having the consequences of being Indigenous is kind of a cop-out. It's almost like when people, white people, mainly girls, do this where they like completely change their skin tone and hair to make themselves look like a different race without having the consequences of being that race. So yeah, I'm hoping she addresses this, but I'm hoping that this because her career was literally made a few days ago. If it ends now, this will be the fastest make and break that we've had. And this is just how Twitter works. Like, they will make and break you within a week. So I'm hoping that this was just a mistake. It was a slip up. Apparently it wasn't her outfit. She was at a party and she took off someone else's outfit and put it on for the picture, and she was drunk. So I'm hoping that if she releases a good apology, we can just let her have her moment. Oh my god. Next, there was recently a boy who has dwarfism, who was bullied in school, and he was very upset about it. He's a 9-year-old Quaden from Australia, and then people started donating to him, and I think they raised 250,000. Obviously everyone was heartbroken watching this video. It was terrifying to know that people are still so ignorant and like willfully ignorant, and that they don't teach their kids to accept other people for even if they're different. So this whole thing was so heartbreaking. And then Twitter did the thing that Twitter does best, and it did some digging, and they found his Instagram. Turns out he is an actor, model, influencer. He's on like 65k on Instagram, and people are now debating whether he's even 9 years old. Either seems like he is a child and his mum is essentially just trying to make money from him, Danny Con situation, or he's actually not 9 years old and he's 18. His Instagram apparently had a lot of cleaning up done. There are inappropriate pictures that you wouldn't have a 9-year-old pose for. So people are now being very skeptical, and I don't know where I stand on this. I have no clue. If it's true, then I'm beyond sad that this is even a thing that we have to do. But there is a part of me, the skeptic in me, that's like, what if? You know, I always have the what if in my head, and it is a slightly toxic trait of mine where I'm skeptical about everyone and everything, but this doesn't look good. But I'm hoping that this is not what it seems. And he is on those websites where you like sign up to be an actor, model, and so you can get booked up. And he, in his Instagram pictures, is wearing a lot of designer clothes, and yes, they could be fake. Yeah, of course. He's also, there's a video of him like posing with money, and yeah, it just does not look like they need the money necessarily, unless this is all fake, because as you guys all know, people don't show their true selves on Instagram or on the internet. They just show the best side of them, or the side that they want to be perceived as. This could just be a big misunderstanding, and I'm hoping it is, because I don't want to lose faith in this world any more than I already have. Nikocado Avocado posted a video a few days ago which was an apology to Veronica Wang. He apologized to Veronica for basically bullying her on the internet, and he said that there are now a lot of things that he can't legally talk about, which is very interesting, because I think it just shows that he's crossed so many lines that this went from internet beef to now being a legal situation that he can't talk about. There were so many things he couldn't talk about, and the only thing that he could talk about is Veronica Wang, which just shows, you know, it just shows. I'm assuming he can't talk about the Stephanie Sue situation because he didn't, and you'd think he would, considering he's coming clean and apologizing to people. He then mentioned the Hushbang situation when he copyright striked Hushbang's channel, and they were false copyright strikes, so YouTube actually reinstated those videos and didn't terminate her channel, because if you don't know, if you get 3 copyright strikes within 3 months, your channel will get terminated, and if you get 2 within 3 months, you can't upload for a week, and then 1 is just like a warning essentially. So her channel was on the verge of being terminated, and then YouTube came in and said that these videos are actually fair use, so they got to be reinstated and her channel is not being terminated. But now he's saying that there is a lot more behind the scenes that we don't know, and that he's got like connections at YouTube, and this whole thing sounded very weird. And I'm wondering what will happen now with Hushbang and how that situation will continue to go, because it seems like that's not the end of it. Another thing is, he said he's making another channel because he wants like a clean slate, but he will still upload on this channel, so I'm not sure why he's having another channel, which is now going to be his 4th one or his 5th one. The likes and dislikes on it were a little bit not great, and the likes to dislikes on his video on his new channel aren't great either, but the top comments on both of those videos are actually really good. People kind of believe that he's changed and people want the best for him, which after everything he said, I need actions, not words. I don't need him to say, oh, I will have a clean slate and start brand new, because I just want to see it happen more than anything. I just think I've heard enough. I want to see. But he seemed very stable in this video, which is a new thing. Next piece of tea is Glitter Forever 17 was a YouTube channel along the lines of RCL Beauty 101. If you were on YouTube back in like 2012, you would know the kind of content I'm talking about. It's life hacks, my morning routine, and all those videos. And then those girls tend to start losing views, so they started doing like troll-like videos. Even My Life as Eva Ava, they all started making videos that were so over exaggerated and so just weird, because they were grown women making videos for teenagers and pretending that they were still teenagers in a way. Obviously they weren't lying about their age, but they kept on making things like my school morning routine when they haven't been in school for like 10 years. And I haven't kept up with them since I literally turned like 13, so I don't know how their channels are doing. But Glitter Forever 17 was one of those girls that made very weird content, like highly weird content. And apparently there is a lot about her that needs to be researched, and I want to do the research in my own time, but apparently she's not great. And she recently on her Instagram story was very entitled, and she basically was just selling her PR. She received PR from MAC and she was like, I'm not going to use these, I just want to sell them. I don't want to sell this shit, I think she said, or something along those lines, which is just so entitled, because these people receive thousands, tens of thousands of dollars worth of PR a month, and for her to try to make more money from already receiving free products is grim. A lot of companies will take you off their PR list if you do sell their PR, if they catch you selling it. So I don't think MAC's going to keep her on the PR list anymore. And the thing is, with the kind of money that she's made, because she used to get a lot of views, I don't know if she still does, but I know she did for a while. So if she was smart with her money, she'll be fine now. And the thing is, she could have just donated it to like a women's shelter. I know a lot of people do that because women need, in women's shelters, makeup is very necessary to get them back into society and get them into job interviews so they look, you know, presentable and good, so people want to even have them in an interview. That's just the world we live in, and it's good to give those women a chance to get on a clean slate and just restart their life. So she could have just given all that to different women's shelters, and that would have been a lot better, or a giveaway for her fans instead of trying to make an extra buck and selling it. People are kind of upset because it almost seems like she doesn't appreciate the opportunity that she's been given, when a lot of people would love to be in that situation that she has found herself in. It's a very privileged position, so I find that with a lot of privilege comes a lot of entitlement and almost ignorance. I think that's what she's portraying right now. It is the side of privilege where you've crossed a certain line and you've gone into entitlement and ignorance. Nikita Dragun was called out because in her Instagram story she looked like this, and normally she looks like this, so you can kind of tell where I'm going with this. First of all, just the amount of editing, like the filter on that is insane, but two, her skin tone, what is up with that? People are saying, obviously this is kind of like what I spoke about with the Charlotte girl, the singer, don't change your skin tone that much. But this isn't even the first time she's done this. One time she was in a Jeffree Star photo shoot for, I'm assuming, some kind of a product launch, and she looked like this. This was her skin tone. She looks like a whole different race. This is unacceptable. Please, let's not do this anymore. It's 2020. We're way past this now. We understand the repercussions of doing this, and we understand the consequences, and we understand how damaging this is. So let's just maybe not. And I feel like she does this because it gives her more attention. And it doesn't matter what she does, she never gets cancelled. So this is just another way for her to bring eyes to her Instagram page. And that's all that matters, really. But there was also another thing. I think Petty Page and a few other people made a video on her editing her videos now, which people didn't realize that was a thing unless you were in like movies. Like, people didn't think that you could just do this at home. Obviously we know about Facetune and photoshopping your pictures for Instagram. Nikita Dragun now has shown us that Facetune pictures are not just what we do around here. She also Facetuned her nose in one of her videos. So they panned up, and right towards the end you could tell when the nose goes. And it's this app that everyone has been trying out. I don't even want to try it out because I feel like I'll be terrified. Where you can like fix your jaw and fix your nose, make your lips bigger or smaller, and eyes and pupils and all sorts, and skin tone even. Oh, it just blows my mind. And people are doing this with their videos for like YouTube and Instagram. I know there are a few instances where people pretended to be someone else. Like, for example, there was I think a Korean streamer who pretended that she was a lot younger than she was, so she did all of this with editing. And now we're seeing it with Instagram models not only face tuning their pictures but also now face tuning their videos, because that's where you see a discrepancy, it's pictures to videos. And yeah, I think it's just so damaging, not only to everyone else watching those stories and those videos, but also to themselves. To be seeing yourself look so different and then look in a mirror and look like a whole different human being must be very damaging, and I just don't think long term it's good for you mentally to do that. Tana and Logan Paul pretended to be dating. Of course they did, to make Jake Paul angry, as if Jake Paul gives a single flying frick. So basically, Tana and Jake Paul got caught by paparazzi. Paparazzi took pictures. Everyone else was like, no, Tana, please leave the Pauls alone. Then Tana Mojo just posted a video on YouTube where she basically spoke about her and Logan Paul and how they came up with this, and that Jake Paul's allegedly angry, which I don't think he was. I don't think he cares at all. I don't think he cares about Tana Mojo, and that's the one thing that is so sad to me, is that she continues to be in this toxic situation with both the Pauls, and you can tell that she's trying to get his attention and she's trying to get a reaction from him. And even in one of those clips she said, what if he doesn't care? What if no one cares? And it's like, baby, please find yourself some healthy non-toxic friends and a healthy boyfriend and just live a healthy life, please, because this is not good for your mental health. I think it's just so damaging for her to, you can tell how much effort she's putting into this to get a reaction out of him, and I understand that a part of this is also views. It's not just a reaction from him or attention from him, but in some way it is, and it's just so damaging to her. I don't think this can be good for her long term. I'm just not okay with this. The next piece of tea is Jaclyn Hill released her palette, of course, and people have been asking many different YouTubers to review the palette because people want to know if it works and how it swatches and how it functions. And people were tagging Jackie Aina to try the palette out and review it, and Jackie Aina clapped back. She said that she is not going to review any more Jaclyn Hill things because she has, over the years, reviewed every single Jaclyn Hill launch without reciprocation. Jaclyn Hill has not, as much as, you know, just promoted a single thing, and Jackie Aina has just come out with an ABH palette and crickets from Jaclyn Hill. So Jackie Aina just basically said that she cannot be asked to give people free promo without receiving that same courtesy and promo back. And yeah, I just think she's making points, and yeah, I kind of have to agree. If you keep on giving someone promo and you keep on reviewing someone's stuff and putting it in your titles and putting it in your videos and giving them essentially free promo, and then they don't do that same back to you, is insane to me. Of course, don't do that. That is literally, at that point, it's a sponsored video. You should be getting paid for it. Like, it's insane that Jaclyn Hill has this support from YouTubers that she never reciprocates. But then again, she doesn't post on YouTube, so when would she have the time in between one Morphe promo and another Morphe promo to promote anyone else? Shane Dawson recently tweeted out this, where he basically said that someone said, you know, I really like Shane, but we're all enabling him to basically gain weight. And he posted on his Twitter, and people found the comment and started sending like threats and being very mean to the person that posted originally. Now, do I think the original comment was necessary or kind or in any way constructive? Absolutely not. But then again, Shane Dawson has a huge following, and with that huge following comes a certain responsibility of not putting people on blast as much as they annoy you and irritate you. Not putting them on blast, because you end up with, mainly when your audience is that loyal, as they are for Shane Dawson, they're going to go on a hunt to find this person and tell them what they think about them. And I just think it's kind of unnecessary, and it just does more bad than good. So I think it's kind of sad that the bigger you get, the less you can react and respond to people when they are mean to you, even though you think they deserve it. But I think it's just rising above it. They don't have that same platform to defend themselves, so it's an unfair advantage there. And I know I called out Gabby Hanna on that ages ago, like a year ago, so I can't be a hypocrite and not call out Shane Dawson on doing the same thing. I just think with a big following comes a big responsibility, and people need to make sure that they're just not doing things in the heat of the moment, just because someone wronged them. Next, and the last tea of the day, Gabby and Nikki are two twins on YouTube. They used to make like lifestyle type videos, and one of them, Gabby, was a big Ariana Grande impersonator in a way. Like, she just dressed like her and talked like her and did her hair and makeup like her, but we're over that now. Now Gabby and Nikki, two twins, I'm gonna make sure you guys know that, share a channel, and one of them posted a picture of the other that was unflattering and she didn't approve it, so they started arguing on the internet with posting personal screenshots of messages, doing Instagram story rants, going on weird like arguments, commenting under the pictures, as if they're not twins that have each other's phone number and probably live very close to each other. You're telling me they couldn't just talk it out and take that picture down? Is insane. It's wild. Of course, don't post pictures of people without running it past them, because I just think it's inconsiderate to be like, oh, I'm just gonna post this picture of you without making sure that you're okay with it. But then was Gabby's reaction of commenting and ranting and just exposing screenshots of her twin sister messages necessary? Absolutely not. I think it's so childish for two grown women to not be able to sort this out privately when they have the opportunity to do that. They're not two strangers on the internet, they are twins. That's about as close as you can get. So they should have just sorted this out offline, unless this was their intention, just getting attention. Attention, wow, what a sentence. Which in that case, I'm not surprised, and fine, I don't care, whatever, it's okay. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, comment down below, anything, comment down below, and subscribe because I post videos every time something happens, but usually about 3 times a week, so hit that bell and you'll be notified. Follow me on all my socials, double description down below, and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.